Do the same thing, come down, next time lie down, and just see how the flexor muscles affect in the, whether you've got strength or length, which we'll be discussing later on, but just you get, no, you do, lie down too, lie down, together. Okay, put your hands over the neck, and up, now raise up your neck, head, go as much as possible, up, 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 come on, lift more. Who can lift more? Shasha or he? Shasha, you say down. But now put your hands over the, now just go to the cobra position. Who is going maximum? Hari. That means he has got most muscle length, and so Shasha has got muscle strength a little bit more than muscle length. Now bend your knees, bring your head. Just see the muscle length. Hari has got a maximum muscle stretching more, but Shasha couldn't reach. So she has got muscle strength and muscle. Remember the next point, muscle length and muscle strength. We'll discuss this more later on, so you can understand the differences. Down. Now locust position, hands under the thighs. Under the thighs, under the locust. Right leg up. Now what is happening? The neck is in extension, trunk is in extension, hip is in right hip is in hyperextension, left hip is in neutral. Down. Then opposite, left, down. Now both. First variety, hold it that position. Yeah, that needs hyperextension of the hip. Down. Now go back further up, put the full locust. Here, not only hyperextension of the hip joint, but also trunk. Trunk, neck is all in hyperextension. Down. Now the bow position, a combination of neck, trunk and the hip extension. All extension coming here. Okay, grab the angle, angle. Up. See? So neck is in hyperextension, trunk is in hyperextension, hip is in hyperextension, knees are in semi-extension, and the feet are in plantar extension, and the shoulder is retraction. See, the retraction, maximum retraction you get it on the shoulder joint. See that. Down. Now full flexion, maximum flexion. Okay. You do? Try. Up. That's good. That is the full bow position. Now you can see everything is maximum extension, and here your hand is also in flexion, pulling up the shoulder joint, pulling, elbows are pulling, and the knees, the entire thing is pulled down. All the muscles and ligaments, about hundreds of muscles and ligaments are pulled together in one exercise. Another sentence made. Down. Then if you want to just to dance a little bit with the words, okay, do back and forth rolling, rock and roll, ordinary, up, back and forth. That's called rock and roll. And the benefits we'll discuss later on. Okay, next. A twist. After the rock and roll comes a twist. Spinal twist. Sit up. First the basic twist. Now, right knee, start with the right leg under the left knee. Right knee is in flexion, the hip is in extension. Now put the left leg over the other side of the knee. Now what is the left leg side? Left leg is in adduction as well as knee is in flexion. Okay, now bring the hands over across. So now the shoulder, the trunk is in rotation, and see that it is a lock, and that the left side is the right side is turning towards the opposite. The left side, and the right is the opposite rotation, and that here is one way is retraction, protrusion, and this side is retraction. And spinal twist. Change the face this way, turn it back this way. Okay, you said the same way, so both sides you can be the same. Yeah, you do that. Now watch that opposite side again. Do repeat it. See the rotation, lateral motion of the trunk, the spinal cord. Look at also the skeleton. You can see how the nerves are all changed. That's the one variety. There are different varieties there now. It will increase the flexibility. Okay, come back again. Face this way. Yeah. First, instead of catching the angle, some people can do the catch the knee, catch this knee, or turn around and bring this, grab this angle. That's that. You're the first one. The Shasha do the first one. Yeah. See the difference between. There's a variations now how we go from one thing to another. That's the first way. Shasha, you didn't catch that properly. Catch your foot, but the bottom. Catch the foot at the bottom. At the this side. Catch it. Grab it. Yeah, that's right. Now turn your hand, other hand, and bring it to the hip. Yeah, that's good. You see the difference between the first one and second variety? Maximum adduction is taking place in the right leg, and plus the twist and retraction of the right shoulder, maximum retraction, and the neck also in the side motion change. Now still more difficulties there. You know the full lotus, full. No, try. That is one of the most difficult exercise. There are 3 or 4 very difficult postures here. See, the foot is not on the ground. Shasha, you do the same. See the difference between Shasha is the foot is on the floor. Here the foot is on the tummy, and it's almost like twisting the lotus position. And everything is the same. It's very hard and very difficult. So you go on creating different type of words and sentences down. Now balancing, a set of exercise. Crow position, simple crow position. Simple one. Yeah, that's a simple one. Now your wrist is in extension, elbows are in flexion, the shoulder is in retraction, is it not? It's retraction, and the neck is in extension, trunk is in flexion, hip is in flexion, knees and down. This is the first variety. Okay, Shasha do the same first one and go to second variety, straight. See the difference, the first variety and second variety, there the elbows, the knees are resting on the elbows, here the knees are on the armpit. And go up further, that is the beginning. Okay, try, go up. Straighten up, go up to the front, straight up the legs, can you? Okay, try from that side, from that. Legs.
Just do a handstand.
Okay, I'll help you. Okay, come on. So we come to crow position, straight crow. Okay. Now you see what is happening in the handstand is extending the straight. No, don't bend too much. Straight, more straight.
No, you go too far back.
Sorry. Okay. Come on, Shasha, you do it.
You do.
They're tired also, they didn't get much rest, you see, they were doing one after another. Up. Hold the breath. Concentrate there. Here. Keep this steady here. Yes, right. Don't move that, just here. Now the peacock. Peacock. Good. Down. Now the peacock has a different position of the hand. Now the second one is putting the weight on the finger and the thumb. Before it goes on the wrist, now you see position change. More stress on the fingers. Down. Third, the fist. Take a few deep breaths. Down. Then another way of doing is instead of facing this wrist this way, you face the wrist other way. It's more difficult, right? That's more difficult now. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Take a few deep breaths. Now lotus position. The same in the lotus position too. And I can stand on his back. No? Yes. I used to do that long time ago. I used to carry on peacock, I carry a man on my back, but he fed out. But now I'm old man, you see. Okay, that is the balancing. Now comes standing position. Stand up, both of you. Okay, one face that way and one face this way. No, you face this way. Now hands up. Flexion. Now forward. First, bend forward. Wait. Oh, it's very important, this motion. You may not understand the importance of this. Go forward. Okay, hold it there. Now tell me, he is standing against the gravity, is it not? Which are the muscles which is holding? See, suppose if this skeleton is standing and where the motion is taking place, on this joint, this will collapse, is it not? To keep against the gravity, what is happening? Forward bending is easy, flexion is easy because gravity is helping you in going forward. But to keep against the gravity so that you won't fall down, the back extensions are controlling, you see. So you can, here the opposing, it's not the same as forward bending. Come, okay, Shasha, you do the forward bending. Sit down. Shasha, yeah, forward bending. See, there is different. Go back, Shasha, go back. Okay, put the hands back and get up. Now, in that position, her abdomen muscles is using all the strength to pull her up. Now here, the opposite. Both are forward bending. Now what is happening? Here is back is doing the same thing as her abdomen was doing to keep against the falling down. And so the trunk is flexion and now comes the hip flexion. Grab the toes. See? Put the head down. Now both of them going back. Now watch here. Very important. Okay, both of you slowly lift your hands up. Very slowly. Hold, I will tell you. Go slowly. Hold it there. Now, Shasha is lifting against the gravity, her flexion muscles, but here he is not only lifting against the gravity, he has to make this as a very strong, because his calf muscles and hamstring, your knee joint should be in a very stretched condition. Though she is stretched, she is not using. Here is different. He has to go against the gravity, all the balance has to be done on this, and then from this the balance is taking place, and more go up. And Shasha is going, now go back, Shasha, go back. She has to, which muscle she is using to go back? If the abdomen muscles are not, she will collapse. But he is doing opposite. Go back. He is using the back muscles to raise up the front. Go up. So, different. So both forward bending appears, but not the same. Okay, down. Next, the triangle. Okay. Now to the right. Down, trunk. There's not much bending takes place because of rib cage. It is only here where little and slight rotation of the hip also there. Change. Down. Up. Now twist to the right. Down. See, with the rotation of the trunk and the bending. Hand parallel to the ground. Hands upper hand parallel to the ground. Up, change. Down. Parallel to the ground, Shasha. Down. Now, straight your legs further. Straight your legs further. So, head to the toe. Bring the forehead to the toe. Here, right knee is in flexion, trunk is in flexion, neck is in flexion, hip, right hip is in flexion, left hip is in abduction and extension, and is also the hand is now having more retraction on the up shoulder side. Up, change. Up. Now bend back. The chakras in the wheel position. Here, the high pressure on the hip and the trunk and the neck. Come, bring the legs to the close there. Bring the hands close to the feet. It's called chakras on the wheel position, kind of full wheel, where the wheel is completed. Up, To get up, again the gravity he is using now, abdominal muscles to get up, otherwise you won't be able to get up. Down, rest, relax. Thank you. So now, simple words, simple letters, and then we make complicated things. So each asana is nothing but combination of flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, pronation, supination, elevation, depression, protrusion, retraction. Just put all these together, you can write words. Instead of A, B, C, D, write it serially. You put A and take it D, it become add. Or take C and put it A and T, become cat. Same thing, you can also combine various words and various. That's how yogi postures are formed. That's why 840,000 combination of letters there. No one knows except Lord Shiva. Well, we don't have to worry about, we don't have time for anyhow practicing 840,000 exercises. So you got all the basic understanding of what is the motion of the muscles. Now we'll find out postural faults, not today. There we can find out and how to correct and what are the postures you can give for a different type of muscle. Some muscle is short, some muscle is long. As you've seen, one person's muscle is very strong, another person's muscle is too long, and so different kinds of faults come. Tomorrow we'll find out how the faulty alignment coming and then what type of exercise you must prescribe. Someone can do more forward bending easier than backward bending. Others do more backward bending easier than forward bending. But you can't give the same exercise to two same people because one can do more forward bending. You should not give more forward bending. You must learn how to give the opposing muscles exercise. So you learn that by finding out the muscular the postural faults. That we use the plumb line test, and then we can find out what are the postural faults and what type of postures exist. Then from that onward we go further. Okay. Now everyone stand up. I want to see whether you remember the lesson. Everyone stand up, please. Okay. Now don't look anybody. Everyone close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes. Okay. Flexion of your upper arm. Everybody. Only one right hand. Okay, right hand. Okay, sufficient. Just take right hand up. Flexion of the right hand. Extension of the right hand. Once more. Flexion of the right hand. Extension of the right hand. Right arm. Now, abduction of the right arm. All the way, full abduction. All the way up. Down, extension of the, once more, abduction of the left arm. Down, extension of the, next is rotation, medial of your right arm. Close your eyes, don't look at each other. Rotation of your right arm, medial. Now lateral rotation. Again once more medial, lateral. Now elevation of your shoulder. Now depression. Again elevation, depression. Now right arm protrusion. Right arm protrusion. Come on, right. Only right side protrusion. Retraction, right side only. Once more protrusion, retraction. Okay, neck is next to neck. Sorry, it's the elbows. Flex your elbows. Right elbow. Just one is sufficient so that you know that. Right elbow flex. Right. All the way, full flexion. See, if you only flex this half flexion, immobility there. If you cannot get, see, the purpose is tomorrow you will learn complete mobility and half. That's called problem coming. So if you don't have the full mobility, you will find out how much mobility and how to increase it. At the full mobility, you must have full flexion. Full extension of the elbow. I'm not talking upper arm, just keep your upper arm, just only flex your elbow joint only. Once more, flex your elbows and extend your elbows. Now, right elbow, abduction. Right elbow, abduction. I told you that you can't do that. It is remember, it's like a door. You can only close the door in and out, but you cannot just push it right and left. You see, same thing your elbow joint. You can see that the joint, elbow joint is a hinge joint. It's called hinge joint. There's no abduction or adduction. Now, pronation of your pronation. Come on, close your eyes and do pronation of your right arm, right elbow. That is twist. This called no. You are not doing proper. See. This is flexion. Now, keep in flexion now, everybody. Flex your arms. Now pronation. Rotation. Okay, open your eyes, please. Watch here, you see. Here, the two bones are there. Only one bone is connected to the joint, elbow joint. Really, he's in a bad shape. But thank God we can put him back very easily. Yeah, when the shoulder blade goes, you have got a doctor to put it back there. See that? How I did that? Made a mistake? Operation? Wrong operation. I put it the wrong way now. Push it. Just not right in her. Yes. Yeah. Okay. It's the wrong way. Okay, I'll take this one. Okay, we have to put it. So anyhow, see here. So this bone is different. It's not connected to the elbow joint. Only one bone. That's called hinge joint. You see that? Motion is taking place. And so what is called pronation is this bone is rotating over the other. You see that? Rotation. That's called pronation. So certain set of muscle is rotating this over the other. That's called pronation. Come on, do it the pronation now. And then supination. That's the pronation and supination. That's just this bone is rolling over the other one. Okay. Next is the wrist joint. Bend your, flex your wrist, extend your wrist, hyperextension maximum. Flex and abduct, out, abduction out, adduction in. Abduction and adduction. Okay. Now leg. Right leg flexion. Right leg flexion. That's called right flexion. Extension. Again flexion. Extension. And right abduction. Right leg out. Abduction. And adduction. Abduction and adduction. Now, medial rotation. Don't fall on each other. Slightly rotate. And the opposite lateral. Now the knee flexion. First, just only bend flex your knee, that's all. Flex your knee. Okay. Now flex your hip as well as knee. Let me see. That's right. Flex, hip flexion and knee flexion. And dorsiflexion of the foot. Hip flexion, knee flexion, dorsiflexion. Now plantar flexion of the feet. Once more dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Down. So you got various motions now. Now everyone do one exercise, whichever you like, and mentally you think what are the muscles involved you are bringing into action, okay? Now do any exercise, just move on, just do it anything, any exercise, one exercise, and hold it for 1 minute. Just do it, everybody. And then find out what are the exercise muscles are involved, flexion, extension, you yourself analyze. Any exercise and just find out. Now go to another position and analyze it, please. Go to another position and analyze what is happening. Back extensors are used.
Abduction of the back.
No, back extensors.
Extension.
Hyperextension on the back. Okay, rest now. Okay, now I am going to examine one simple thing, that's the final thing today. Everyone please sit up. I call number 20. Number 20, who is number 20? English 20 is okay. English 20. English 20? Okay, come here. English 20. Mary, your star is not in a good shape, I think, today. Come on. Mary lost lots of weight. How many pounds you lost? 22 pounds, my God.
I'm just extending and protruding and everything else.
Come on, sit down now. Okay, sit down now. You give a paper pencil for her, please. A paper pencil. And I am giving various alphabets and put this together into a word. Okay? Okay, these are the alphabets I am giving. Flexion of the hands. Write it, just write it. Don't worry about anything. Afterwards you can. Flexion of the hands. Pronation of the body. Body, pronation of the body. Now, extension of the neck.
Wonderful.
Now, extension of the trunk. Extension of the hip. Extension of the knees. Plantar flexion.
Plant reflection?
Flexion. Now, please put this into a pose. Come on. Don't tell her, let her see what she does there. Okay. Yeah? Afterward, let her first, she has got everything written, and then see if she's doing properly.
Wonderful.
Wrong. Read it again, you made a mistake. Read it. Flexion of the hand. Okay, do the flexion. Flexion of the hand, that's not flexion. How is the flexion of the hand? Flexion of the upper arm. Flexion of the hand, like that. You see? Hand, okay. Now both the hands, first of all both the hands. Okay. Now, what was they said? What is the
And the pronation
pronation of the body? Okay, pronation. Your body also can be just like pronation and supination. In the lying back on your back is called supine. Okay, now go back, no, supine position. Go back, sorry. Go back. Okay. Okay, supination. And neck is in extension. Trunk is in extension. Hip is in extension. Knees are in extension. Feet are in plantar flexion. So you made a pose. A comfortable pose. Now is the reverse. Now hand should be in extension. Half extension. Trunk, half extension. Top flexion or half flexion. Hip in extension. And forward bend. You see how gently she is coming now? She could not even move her body when she came. Now look at that. How, see the control of the muscles? Come forward more. More, more, more. Hands up, inhale, thrust, relax. So, thank you. Don't lose too much pounds like that. People won't recognize afterwards, okay? You'll be like this. You won't be like this?
Yeah.
Okay, Om Shanti. Any questions now? Yes? No questions. Tired already.
I don't understand supination.
There are two words. Your rotation, there are two types of rotation. Medial and lateral. In the upper arm, lower arm, the medial rotation is called supination. When the hand goes, it's like when you fall, you always go, your hand goes turns up, that's automatic. Supination is other way around, pronation is this. Supination is that opposite. Rotation is actually rotation, but the word is given as supination and pronation. It's merely rotation, it is. Yes? That's all? Okay. Tomorrow we'll continue this. And I'm sure tomorrow I'll be better prepared. Because yesterday I went to bed at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock and then got up early morning. And by that time I get all these materials and this, also a little bit of work. Out of order. Principles of the joints and how your various joints function. We also discussed about the muscles and muscles are arranged in opposite pairs. Second, muscle can pull, not push. Now we are coming to the final lesson on this subject today. Faulty body alignments or improper posture. Improper posture. Asanas are called postures. Ordinarily, we create different postures to suit different occasions and conditions. Sitting posture, standing posture, lying posture. But most of the postures we are accustomed to in our daily life is to keep you against the gravity. So the bodily mechanism can use minimum amount of energy so that it can counteract the force of gravity. Take example of a flying plane. To see that plane flies against the gravity, there are 4 basic forces are there. Thrust, that means the forward bending, forward motion by the action of the propeller, and opposing force is called drag, that is going against the molecules called air. So there is tremendous resistance to go against the air molecules, and that force is called drag. So there is thrust by the propeller and there is opposing force, drag. The other force is lift, and the plane's wings are created in such a way as it moves forward, the wings are curved, cambered, and the flow of air going underneath and above the wing, because of curvature difference, one is low, above the wing is low pressure and below is the high pressure. So the plane gets a lift against the gravity. So lift and pull, gravity. So thrust, drag, lift, gravity. These are the 4 basic forces on which the plane works. In our body also, we won't have the lift against the gravity completely, but still our body is constantly fighting to keep away from falling down to the ground. So there is a motion of trying to keep the body against the gravity and seeing that body should react every motion of our movement so that your body can just work according to your wish. Now, during our daily activities, we saw the basic motions of the body yesterday. Flexors, that is one set of muscle is pulling up, then opposing muscle called extensors, as muscles are arranged in pairs. So one set of muscle is pulling up, it's called flexors, other set of muscle is pulling it down, called extensors. Then abductors, adductors, then pronators, supinators, elevators, depressors, and so on. We already learned these. And yogic exercise are a combination of various these motions of your joint. Now the problem is our muscles are continuously working to keep the body against the gravity. For example, this stand is constantly working to stay against the gravity. So what is the mechanism here? It has got a base. Now, if the base is very thin and not very wide, then this will not balance. It will fall either way, any direction, where the gravity pulls. Because we don't have a wide base, we are standing on two, not three, like a tripod. We are standing on two. Here is three area on which this skeleton is balancing. But suppose this skeleton has stand on two legs as we do, that is impossible for the skeleton to maintain the balance. But our body is just a mixture of all these bones put together, with connected by various joints, by ligaments, and the muscles keep. So that balancing act is one of the most complicated act. But while we performing this act, our base is, where is the base? Yeah, these two area is the base on which the entire structure stands, bends, sways, walks, runs, jumps, every type of motion. We had some more charts yesterday. It's all gone. Just turn that, let me see that it's there, and that one. The dancers and the basketball player is there. Okay, sir. Okay, just push it more, pull it out forward a little bit. Just look into that. Oh no, okay, put it up for that time being. It's there. I will move it. Just, okay. So it don't. Just walk that basketball players as well as the ballet dancer. Your central mechanism is able to control the muscles so that the body can do all that action, yet it can move through the air, through the various motions without falling. So the base is here. Today we are going to find out that our balance, our posture are in a good condition, and certain muscles are not undue or overworking. For example, if I had to sit like that and talk to you for next 2 hours, what my muscles are doing? What my muscles are doing? One set of muscle is trying to keep me balanced and pulling away from falling down. So for 2 hours, one set of muscle is overworking. You learned yesterday, muscles are arranged in opposite pairs. One muscle contracts, other muscles stretches, like biceps and the triceps. Biceps contracts, triceps stretches. Triceps contracts, biceps stretches. So also, here now, my body is in which motion? Yesterday you learned flexion, extension, abduction, adduction. In this position, my joint is which condition? It is in away from my body. That is called abduction. So this side is abduction, and so my other muscles are keeping my body. So there is continuous overworking of opposing muscles. Same true if I am opposite side. So suppose I am sitting straight with the base like a 3-prong, then what happens? My muscles do not have to overwork. So balance is easy. So there is no stress or strain. So I can talk like that for 2 hours, but not like. Now the same position, same happens when you are standing, you think your body is standing. But do you know you are standing sometime like that? Sometimes some people are standing like this. Some people are standing like that. Others are standing like this. But when you look at the person, you can't see. So we are going to use a plumb line test. Using a plumb line, we can find out whether this skeleton, suppose standing on the 2 feet, the balance is clearly done, or it has got any faulty postures where some muscles are overworking. So that we are going to see. Before that, we will check up various conditions the body is thrown into. Okay, please, one or two people I need it, volunteers, just come up here. Arjuna, okay, may I have to peel off yourself. Where is? Come up, please. Now just watch here as she explained. Look at this bony structure and look at the muscles at the back. Just see how your body coordinates, then you will understand that the particular lesson we are going to help you to make you understand what the situation with your body. Okay.
The ballet dancer turns slowly and gracefully on her toes, her arms lifted in a lovely gesture. The basketball player leaped from the ground, skillfully maneuvering the ball while he dodged his opponents and threw the ball into the basket. At the end, the spellbound audience, amazed by the integrated movement, applauds and walks out of the theater, not realizing that their own movements are as intricate as the dancers or athletes. In our everyday life, the most amazing feat of balance we all perform is standing erect. Although it looks simple, the accomplishment is as intricate as a juggler's stunt on the stage. First, there is the foot with its domed arch, and on it is balanced on the shin bone. Above it is another heavier bone, the thigh with a knob-like end that balances a still heavier bone, the pelvis. Above the pelvis, 24 vertebrae are piled, in turn balancing a weighty structure, the skull. This entire structure not only stands, but bends, sways, walks, and runs. Standing erect, the primary phase of posture is the balancing of the above-mentioned parts. Man's various parts are tied together by ligaments to hold balance.
That is the first thing. So all the ligaments now, all the joints are held by the ligaments. Next.
If posture and balance are good, the ligaments have long, elastic life. One of the primary purposes of asana, yogic exercises, is to give the body the maximum amount of flexibility. Incorrect.
That means you must have the full mobility. Any motion, flexion or extension, abduction, adduction, your joint should have the full mobility, not half. Here it is, the stretched joints of the knee. We already learned yesterday. That's called flexion. It's only 25% flexion, 50% flexion, and 100% flexion. So that body, every joint should have full mobility. And when the ligaments are not proper and shortened, then there is immobility. That will bring various faulty body alignment.
Incorrect posture and balance without proper exercise brings shortening of the ligaments, which in turn renders the body immobile. Here it is assumed that the role of the fascia ligaments in relation to the muscle is very important. The related functions of the muscles and ligaments is also of central importance in the prevention of faulty body mechanics through yogic exercises. In order to understand how immobility occurs, we should examine the nature and function of the ligaments and the prominent role they play in yoga asana. Ligaments.
What are ligaments?
Composed mainly of bundles of white fibrous tissue, are pliant and flexible so as to allow perfect freedom of movement, but strong, tough, and inextensible so as not to yield readily when force is applied.
Ligaments are just like this cloth. This cloth are made up of individual threads, but if I take an individual thread, it will easily break. But when it is woven lengthwise and breadthwise into a cloth, it is strong enough to take enormous stress and strain. The same with your ligaments too. But not only it take enormous stress and strain, but also it has got certain elasticity. And when this elasticity is lost, we lose the bodily mobility. We will discuss that, how it comes up.
Mobilization of joints.
Mobilization of the joints.
Joints are the junctions, meeting places between bones or between cartilage and the bone.
There's a cartilage, and these are the two bones meeting. The cartilage separates the joints, yes.
Joints are also called articulations. There are two main kinds of joints. One, those called synarthrosis, with little or no movement and without a cavity. Two, those called diarthrosis, with varying degrees of free movement and with a cavity between their surfaces containing a lubricating fluid called synovial fluid. Continue. Example of synarthrosis are the joint between the tibia and the fibula, the joint at the junction of the two hip bones with slight movement, and the joints between the cranial bones with no movement at all.
There are also joints there. There's no motion there, movement.
Examples of diarthrosis.
You don't believe that there's a joint?
Big joint.
Yeah, that's all that. You can see the joints there. That's what they do in postmortem. They saw the thing and then examine your brain first.
Examples of diarthrosis are the articulations of the limbs with gliding movement, such as between the carpal, wrist bones, the hinge movements of the humerus and the ulna, the ellipsoidal movements between the carpals and the radius, and the saddle movements between the carpal bone and the first metacarpal bone of the thumb. All yogic exercises, asanas, are directed towards the free-moving joints. The movements can be identified by special terms such as the following.
You already learned yesterday. We just again once more go through that.
1. Flexion, movements which reduces the angle between the bones, exemplified by bending the arm at the elbow.
Let's go. Once more, read that sentence.
Movements which reduces the angle between the bones, exemplified by bending the arm at the elbow.
So.
Extension, movement that increases the angle between the bones, the opposite of flexion. Abduction, movement away from the midline of the body. Adduction, movement toward the middle line of the body, the opposite of abduction. Supination, clockwise movement of the hand, turning the hand forward, palm up. Pronation,
Sorry. That's pronation. Sorry. Okay, once more. Go ahead.
Counterclockwise movement of the hand, turning the palm backward. Circumduction, circular movement of the arm as in the circular swinging of the arm. Inversion, ankle movement that turns the foot inward.
That is inversion. Yesterday we did not mention that. That's inversion. And next is?
Eversion, ankle movement that turns the foot outward.
Inversion and eversion. Yeah, go ahead.
Elevation, movement that raises a bone, muscle, or limb. Depression,
elevation, of course, this can't elevate because there's no, it's all tied together. So elevation and depression. Yes.
Depression, movement opposite to elevation.
This elevation, depression.
Protraction, forward movement. Retraction, backward movement. Hyperextension, movement that bends the bodily parts beyond the position taken in extension.
Just like the hyperextension of the hip or the trunk or the neck.
Plantar flexion, movement that flexes the foot toward the sole. Dorsiflexion, upward movement of the foot which is opposite to the plantar flexion.
That's the dorsi, that is plantar. Dorsi, plantar.
The typical free-moving joint has an addition to the cartilage, gristle semi-hard tissue that covers the surface, a two-layered capsule within which encloses the joint. This capsule is called a joint cavity and contains the synovial lubricating fluid. The ligaments consisting of fibers of connecting tissues are also part of the joint. The ligaments connect the bones to each other and
Ligaments connect the bones each other. So that here it has been connected by the wires. Yes.
and to some extent control their movement. There may also be a disc of cartilage dividing the joint into two parts, as in the joint of the jawbone and the temporal bone.
Now, as we saw the position of the thing, now let us examine whether your posture is correct or not, so that your body can stand without, or sit or move without additional stress and strain imposed on them. Here is an example of a stick. If I can make this absolutely centered, see, now watch here. I'm trying to, what I'm trying now, it is trying to fall now towards back. So I push it down, it is going to fall forward. Then it's going to fall left or right. But if it absolutely, the base is centered straight, it can balance to a certain extent without having my control. Look at that. Almost. Suppose if it stands in this position, then I have to use my force to hold it against the gravity. That's called your body situation. Now we'll come to the plumb line, we'll find out. Okay, all the people stripped, please come up there. Okay, I use this one. Now, you always, this is the central base of your, because you got an arch. You are balanced from the heels to the toe, and this arch acts as a kind of cushion and spring, so that we can easily move without having any too much impact. But when you try to example again, look at this. Now, again the plumb line, just this piece of wood. Look at it, is alignment is right or out of alignment? Tell me. From there you can see. Is good alignment? It's centered exactly with the plumb line? Is it? Yeah. Now, slightly now it is what? It is off from the plumb line, is it not? And if it is this way, so you can see whether this is straight to the plumb line or off from the plumb line. Now, if it is off that direction, take this curve. So that is posterior and this is anterior. So if this is that way, then this is the curve. So it is standing posterior to plumb line. If it is this way, it is anterior to the plumb line. So you got a simple understanding of what is posterior and what is anterior. All people understood? Understood? Not your head. Everybody. You understood? No, if you understood, not. Okay. Okay? And here you go. Oh, very good. In Spanish, in French, how do you call it? And posterior? And in German? Footpath? Forward is footpath. And that is? Okay. So you understand that. Now the same thing we are going to say, I am standing here, now my body is anteriorly or posteriorly from the plumb line. So before we check the man, human being, what actually, it is not the flesh which keeps the body straight. It is your skeleton, naturally. But naturally skeleton cannot stand. So here there is a tripod. So your body is standing because you got various muscles. So if the muscles are in the right condition, ligaments and muscles are proper, then this alignment is right. So the right alignment you can see in the book. Read it out, somebody please, in English.
French book. I need an English.
That. So you put this from line to this bone. It's correct, is it not? Look at it, is it not? Yes. Now, that plumb line must come to the second joint here. It's not, so joint by joint we see whether this skeleton is straight. Yes, correct here, no? Is it?
No.
No. Off balance, it doesn't matter. Just let us assume it's a good skeleton. Because we cannot just say because of the tripod we can't make it nice. Next is which is next joint? Is the hip joint. Next is your that joint. Check it out. Look at this. Look at your book, the top. And the next is your here. That's the hole there. So, if from this, along the coming down the plumb line straight, going to this, to that. Now read out that. You got that?
French book. Oh,
Yes. English, please read it. Who has got English book? Read it out for me. English one, please, someone, please read it. Read it.
At the foot, you want to start at the foot, Swami?
Yes. What? Start from the feet.
It has to do the calcaneal-cuboid joint.
Okay, that is, read one louder and look into the top, please.
The calcaneal-cuboid joint.
That is the joint there. That's the first. Next page.
It has slightly anterior to the center of the knee joint.
Slightly anterior, not too much. Slightly anterior.
Slightly posterior to the center of the hip joint.
Slightly posterior. There.
It passes through the bodies of the sacral vertebrae.
See, it just passes straight like that. Yes.
Through the bodies of the lumbar vertebrae.
Yes, lumbar.
Through the odontic process of the axis, or through the cervical process, through the cervical vertebrae.
Vertebrae. And then?
Through the external auditory meatus.
That's the next.
And slightly posterior to the apex of the coronal suture.
That's that. So this is the way your plumb line should fall. Now you saw how it looks like. If your muscles are holding your body, correct posture, this should be the plumb line position, right position, correct postures. If the body is off from the plumb posture, from the plumb line, it can come into 7 different varieties. Now watch here. Let me show you closer. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here, just like we saw that, we have taken over 700, 800 photographs of various age groups and types, and after examining, there are 7 basic postural forms. Well, 6. The first one is the correct. This is the correct posture. At absolutely, just like you read in your manuscript, in your manual, how the plumb lines will fall. Once more, start the plumb line. Please read it out again. Read out once more.
Anterior to the lateral malleolus.
That's from the bottom, from the feet onwards.
Okay. Through the calcaneocuboid joint.
That's the thing.
Anterior to the lateral malleolus. Anterior to the center of the knee joint. Posterior to the center of the hip joint. Through the bodies of the lumbar vertebrae. Through the odontoid process of the axis. Through the external auditory meatus. And posterior to the apex of the coronal suture.
Now from this, the standard posture, anything off from this standard posture is called a faulty posture. There are 6 types of faulty postures you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all you can find. After it doesn't matter any type of body, you'll find some of the problem exists. We'll see that step by step. Actually, we'll demonstrate when you go to the front line. Here, the second group, compared to the first one, the problem is everything is all right at the foot, at the knee joint, at the hip joint, but when you come to the, look at the head, head is backward. That means posterior to the plumb line. And the third group, everything is the same at the knee, at the foot, at the knee, at the hip, but when it comes to the upper area, it is posterior to the plumb line. Opposite, here is the anterior, this is posterior. We'll just clearly, when you come closer, we can see also, we'll actually demonstrate there. Third one, again start from the feet. This joint is right, knee is right, but when they come to the hip, there is a very big lordosis. And then it is centered there, perfectly all right, everything is right. So the problem is on this area. Here the problem is posterior to the head, to the plumb line, anterior to the plumb line. Here the head is all right, but the problem is the lumbar. In the fourth group, it is both, a combination of both lordosis as well as kyphosis. But it's not much lordosis, but mostly the problem here is got more at this end. Here it is very minor, mild. In the next one is a flat back. Everything is fine. Look at this. There is no curvature at all. Lumbar curvature, there is a normal curvature. This curvature is completely gone. It's completely flat. So the plumb line appears to be steady, but there is no lumbar curvature. Opposite to the lordosis. Lordosis has got a tremendous curvature, over curvature. The last one, seventh group, you can see there is fault alignment everywhere from the head to foot. The feet is alignment and the knee posterior alignment away from the plumb line. The hip is forward and the flat, and then this is the plumb line is here. Look at how far the body is standing. Of course, we also tackle teenagers and also small infants too. We will see that later on. But once you understood what is the fault, what we are going to, why you are going to use this plumb line to check up, you got the basic idea. Now, before we come to the plumb line, now we are going to show some of these charts and what conditions we are now. We don't have another. Okay, your spine is like an S shape. It is not one straight bone. We start from here and now this starts the lumbar curvature where the 5 vertebrae exist. In this area, 5 lumbar vertebra, 1, no that's sacrum, this is the sacrum and the coccyx and the sacrum, this all fused together, there's no worry about that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most of the people have the back problem starts here if there's a body alignment. Suppose if the body is out of alignment standing like that against the plumb line, of course here it's I'm exaggerating. Now, which side of the muscles are trying to keep this body against the gravity? Yeah. So if it goes, so continuously the anterior muscles are holding to fall against the gravity. If it's opposite, it's true. Now suppose you are working on the on your table, on a desk, or washing the dishes. What is the condition of your muscles here? It is thrust forward. So you get a body faulty posture. I will come to that now later on. Let us see now, get an example, please, all the people who strip from here. And you have to come all this way to see whether the posture, what type of posture you can yourself note. Okay? Okay. Please all come up to this side so that you can have a view. You can also just come up here. Everyone can stand up, so you wonder. People who are standing, please go back. People who are sitting, come forward. Okay? Some people can sit also here. Here forward, you can sit. Some people can sit. People. Okay. Again, you read that particular skeleton, body alignment, which is in your. Somebody please read again. I'll go step by step. You read. As you read, you can find out. Spanish people can speak loudly now, translation, so that they will understand, because without that they don't have their headset. Okay, now this is the balancing bone. Read that louder, please. Okay, that's the thing I'm going to touch there. You see? Okay, that should be to the base. Come forward. Okay. That's the base. Good. Next is, each joint by joint we are taking, okay? Next joint is?
Knee joint.
Knee joint. Is properly aligned? Is correct or not? From distance you can see it. Is it? Yeah. Next is?
Hip joint.
Hip joint. How is it?
Down low.
Can you see it? Don't move. You just move slightly the same position. Go back, slightly back. A little go. Don't touch it. Put that other foot also. Now, you don't look down like that. You just don't touch it, because if you look that, you won't get the problem. You just be your normal posture. You don't try to assume any posture. We are trying to find out your normal standing posture. You can correct the posture by pulling up or down just to correct it. That's not the thing, because you are not correcting every day in your daily life. We are trying to find out what the natural position of your spine is. Okay. So now, look at that, and that plumb line should fall through the earlobe. Through the earlobe. Is it falling? And now, from the distance look, just tell me, overall condition, this posture is anterior to the plumb line or posterior to the plumb line? You all see that, is it not clearly? You all understood. So it's anteriorly tilted. Now, this problem, some will have marked the three way we grade it. Three way we grade it. Spanish tell that, in Spanish, French and in Spanish. The tilt will be either mild or moderate or marked. 3M. You can easily remember. Second, mild, moderate or marked. Some people, this faulty will be only very mild. You may not even notice much. But others moderate and others very marked. We'll find out that we can see different kinds. So as long as you understood the basic things now, we'll go to the next. So this posture you can see, let me have a look also from the distance and see. whether you are now his knee joint is goes step by step. Ankle joint it is aligned to the one line. Knee joint is let's go step by step. Okay, Spanish also please translate. And French and German also. All translated. Okay. Next is now look at the knee joint. Is anterior to the plumb line or posterior to the plumb line? Come on, just look at it and tell me. It is posterior, it's not anterior. That's almost like a bow in it. The knee is like a bow, slightly bow angle. It's not like a bow. It's not straight. Okay, next, the hip. Hip joint is anterior or posterior? It is a mild, very mild. That's a mild anterior, but it is it's not moderate or mild. It's very little. So hip is not very bad. So mild anterior is not very bad. And now come to the shoulder. The plumb line is falling. The shoulder joint is no. It is almost like it's again very mild, not much. But coming to the earlobe and the head, you can see it is mild, moderate, or not. What you can grade? Moderate. It is not marked. Means you can see the entire head will be off from the plumb line. We'll just take some example. The entire head will be off from the plumb line. So it's a moderation. See, if it is marked means don't bend it. This will be the condition of the normal posture. So that's the first example you saw. Now we take various examples and find out. First we have to find out a good posture. Now who has got the best? Any young student? Okay, come up. Let me see. Shakti first. Let us see. If Shakti has got the. Okay. Okay. Let us start again.
Where my notes useful?
I'll come to that.
Up? Like that?
I will tell you. Just you look straight. Okay, I will tell you where to look. Okay. You just be a normal posture. Don't assume any posture. Now look back and look at me and tell me what was the situation. The knee joint, how is it? Anterior or posterior or same? Anterior. Hip joint and shoulder joint and head. Anterior. Okay, let me see now. Yeah. First, the knee joint, very mild anterior, and hip joint, that is slightly again moderate, sorry, mild anterior. The shoulder joint is perfect, just alignment is perfectly right, and the head and the ear is only a mild, very mild anterior tilt. This is not, it's almost perfect, but it's not completely. We can give only grade up to 75 to 80% grade, good grade. Rest is correct. Okay, now I want still another person, a good example, who is Hari. Is Hari here? Okay, come up, Hari. Hari is not here. Is that? Sonia, come here, Sonia. Sonia? I want to see that. I want to find out one good posture, then we can find out all of the bad postures, you see. Then you can understand what's that. You can take your... Oh, can you take that off? Then only with that, you have to remove the plant off. You pull it out. Okay. Pull the plant off. All the way. Both. And also this one. All these things must be, then only we can see properly. And this also you can slightly move up. Okay. Move up. Then only we can see us. Tuck it inside. Okay. Come forward a little bit. Forward. Hold it there. No, a little back. Go back. Go back. Good. The feet to the other feet. Bring the other feet to the left. Go back. That's it. Don't move. Okay. Now look back and just tell me, how is it? How is it? Huh? Good posture? Good. Good. Good alignment? Start, always go step by step. Here to here. How is it? And here to here? And? This one is, and then here? Anterior or posterior? Posterior? Yeah. So, her knee joint is definitely anterior, quite marked anterior, is it not? But marked it is. And the hip joint is proper alignment. That's normal and good alignment hip. And then the shoulder is slightly posterior. And the neck is normal, is perfect. Neck, you can see the earlobe, from line forward to the earlobe. The problem is mostly at the knee. Knee is the only problem. Knee joint is the problem for her, not any other portion. Slightly the shoulder is off order. Okay, now still I didn't get the right, correct, complete posture. Come on, somebody else. Come on.
No,
Okay, you already, okay, come. Take the short. Okay, now. Okay, some student, you go and correct her with this, and put. Let me see you how to put that. Here. Okay, you do. Okay. Yeah. Don't hide me. You just little bit. Yeah, I can see. I have seen that you're doing it for. Now you. Signora, a la izquierda está tapando la cámara, está tapando la cámara, está bien. Ponte más cerca. No, ya come forward, okay. After come forward. Okay.
Ahí.
Sí. Sí. No. What's the base? Base C.
Sí,
No, it's not, it's off. It's off. She's come back a little bit to the left.
a little back.
To the back.
Vale.
Little bit, slightly, little bit more.
Sí.
Little bit more.
Más para atrás.
Dale, poco, vale.
Ahí.
Okay, good. Now you see, it is directly on the good. Okay, now, okay, you can now watch here. Okay, go to the knee joint, put it the thing, the knee. Now tell me, the knee is anterior or the posterior? That slight anterior is right.
It's anterior.
Yeah. Just look at in your book and read it out. It should slightly anterior, it should be. Okay. Now relax. No, you don't look at it. You relax. Relax and assume your normal posture. And tell me about the hip joint now. It is anterior. You can see that a mild lordose she has got. Mild lordose. You can see the curvature of the spine of the lumbar region, curvature. It's not marked or pronounced, but it is there. And then what about the shoulder joint? Where the shoulder joint is perfect, normal. There's no problem. But the head is anterior, marked anterior. Look at that. Okay, next Shakti. Jyoti, get it. Thank you. Okay. Another student, please help me now. I want to see, although you also get this. Some other student help her to put in the right place. Come on. Number 4, get in. Or anybody. Just go.
Number 4.
So you also learn how to. See? Okay, good.
Forward.
Is it correct?
No, forward a little more.
Now you all look at, don't worry about what he's doing. You look at correctly. Is it properly done? Yeah. And now? Okay, tell me now. The knee joint is perfect, is it not? And hip joint is perfect. And shoulder joint slightly anterior there, the mind. And posterior. And just remove your pigtail, please. What do you call it? Yeah. Now we normal. What are the ear lobe? Perfect. See, that's almost one of the perfect pose we came so far. But there's a little bit of that. Otherwise, we got 100% perfect. Okay. See the spine. Spine. If that plumb line falls, the spine will see if it falls straight. The spine cannot be straight. It is just like conditioning. That back, the spine, completely straight thing. You want to balance. Very bad. Okay. Now anymore? You want to come? Okay. Okay, now one girl, please you go. What's your name? What? You go and help her. Now put her in the right place. Okay, put her properly, everything. I will just watch now whether she is doing it properly. Think that you correct her if she is not doing it properly. Okay? Now someone is doing this stuff. You don't look there. You relax and look there. You just relax. Don't you assume your normal posture. We are trying to find out your normal posture of your daily life. You think that you are doing a good job, but your muscles don't consider that you are a good boy. Okay, now tell me. Yeah, that little bit, that plumb line, and the feet has to go a little bit back. Has to go a little bit, slightly after. Little bit after. Come on, slightly more. Okay. All right, that's good. Okay, now tell me, what is the knee joint? Alignment? Slightly anterior, right. Next, hip. Lift this thing, tuck your stuff here. Tuck it down. Yeah. It is normal, it's not much different, that's good. The hip joint good. The shoulder joint slightly posterior, very mild. And the head is slightly and mild. This all inner body is, alignment is all mild motion, not very marked, not very, so easily can be corrected. But still I don't find an absolutely one perfect posture. You? Okay, you. Okay, another student please put her in the proper thing. Okay, you gentlemen, come on. Help her. Take the shirt off if you can.
No.
Tuck it inside, see? Tuck it from there.
No.
Push it all that back or push it inside. Push it as straight as possible. Okay. you won't get correct position. Okay, move up this one, please. This one, the sleeve, pull up the sleeve. And also this must be put more up. The knee joint is half covered. Lift that knee joint. Okay, now put that with the right.
Un poco para atrás. No tanto. Un poco más para atrás. Un poco más para atrás.
Okay. Right, see better. Little bit. Okay, very good. That's good. Okay, next. Now look back. How is it? Knee is perfect. Hip is in good shape. Perfect. Only the shoulder is more marked. Moderate posterior tilt, and the neck head is in good shape. See? So that problem is just only at the shoulder joint. So you got some of these basic things. Now you all come and walk one by one in a line, please. I will explain to you here. And just you also can see the 7 different groups. Come in one lot first. Give me my stick. Give me my stick. Okay, now you all will come in one line by line so that we can all see. Because we don't have the time to find out the correct posture, we may not be take time, then you have to have all the clothes in the... Okay, just to make a hole for one. You all come that direction in one line, from that behind. Stand behind in line. Stay in line. In line, and then you come back. No, I don't want anyone to stand in front of the camera. Just go back and come this line, please. Come that line. Join the line. Join the line. Line. Okay, now we come on here, watch here. One by one you can come. So you can see the plumb line, this is called correct posture. You can see how the plumb line falls. You can see. The second one, everything is right except the tilt is posterior. Posterior tilt. See the plumb line, the earlobe. Here it is anterior tilt, everything is nice. Here is lordosis, you can see the marked lordosis. Here is kyphosis because of the tremendous, because from the plumb line the head is turned off, and here is the flat. Everything appears to be straight, but there is no lumbar curvature. Look at the lumbar normal curvature, and here is the exaggerated curvature, and so on. And the 7th one, the out amp. Okay, now you can go and other person. And you can also see the same teenager, the same thing. Just look at that straight normal line. You use subject, anterior, the posterior, anterior. This posterior, anterior, lordosis, and kyphosis, and flat back. That's when you look, and the complete alignment of the plumb line. Look at the teenagers also have the same problem. Okay. Okay, come on, one by one. Just look at that yourself now, analyze yourself, okay? I won't tell you in French, everyone can look at analyze ourselves and then go back. Look at all the different postures.
You can just follow them?
Huh?
Put it on hold.
No, not for the kids. No, they're going. Okay, what? But there it is. But that, because I only put this one, but the audio is separated. No, he's not spoiled. Everything is completely out of balance. Everything, go like this, and the flat back, and the forward, and the mark, the anterior. That's all here, this is like this is the mark that but how do you see that? You see that the back step, both sides you can see that. So I'll tell you that will come in. First let's get the standard posture and the correct posture, correct posture. Then one mark, he's got knee joint, hip joint is okay. So you can see the mark, high posture. This is lord. Over 4. is the flat. There's no curvature at all. It's flat. It's always got lots of movement on the back. Body is there. You can everything on the palm. Here, bending on the lower to the middle part, careful, and the other Excuse me, please, silence. These 7 groups, what you see here, this standard, you can also see the same groups of the same, group 1, group 2. Group 1 is very good or excellent. And the group 2, you can see always, you can see all that groups are the same. Look into that chart and find out that. Please read it. Just have a peep on the past on that, then we go on the next verse. Okay, please remove this. Bring that here, so that piece of, be careful. Have you all looked into that now? Bring it up here. That way, not good. Okay. Sir, she doesn't take this long, I want to write. Are you getting one page? Okay, all ready? Now, okay. Sit apart, please. Sit down, please. Afterwards, I will leave you for this afternoon. You can look it afterwards, please, if you want.
You want this?
You didn't record that 3-1 basic one, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Will you please all come closer also, a little bit. Look here, a teenage boy who came here with their grandmother. Look her condition.
Let me know when you...
Come closer, please. And see before and after. Start. So when you are young, you can easily correct, but in an advanced stage, it takes long time to correct.
Let me see if I can get that.
Later on, please come and check it up after the class. Just look at the difference. This is before he started the yogi exercises, and then after. This is before and this is after. And see how stiff he was. Person ever better after an operation. So in extraordinary condition, if this is broken and oozing out, then a surgery may necessary. This you can't avoid it. But in normal back problem, you can merely help with merely giving various beautiful postures. We can correct those people, and they can avoid surgery. You can help thousands and thousands of unnecessarily problem created by this simple mechanism. Because the doctors do not have a training about their back. Because they never taught any yogi exercises. They only taught what? Operation, just cut it out. That's all they know. They know all the mechanism, but they don't know how to correct because it is not in their curriculum or in their training. That's why they only can cut it or put a needle and pins and keep it in a straight jacket. We want to be in a straight jacket or not? So let's flip this. The next. Whatever just now you said, we are just going to, I'm exaggerating now, the postures. Here is normal posture, lumbar curve, and here normal. Here you can see abnormal curvature. This abnormal curvature is called lordosis. Especially the cause of this is what? Weak abdominal muscles, that's right. Because to keep a straight body, your anterior muscles and posterior muscles are same, that's equal. So no one is taking advantage. But if the anterior muscles are weak, forget about abdomen, chest, everything, anterior muscles are weak, then the body is pulled back by the posterior muscles. As muscles are arranged in opposite pairs. So one muscles contract other muscles, and certain muscles are stronger and certain muscles are weaker. So whichever the opposing muscles, if the opposing muscles are weak, then the strong muscles will take advantage. So if my anterior muscles are very tight and my posterior muscles are weak, then my body will be pulled forward. And my chest muscles are very tight, you can see. That's called military posture. Because the muscles are very tight here, he is pulling this against the gravity. And that's the posture you see here. See here, normal curvature, everything is very fine. See here he is struggling against. What is trying? He is trying to pull the tight abdominal muscles into. There's the tight muscles there, you see. The tight abdominal muscles he is trying to straighten up. Here everything is perfect. So that there is no strain at all in this position. Here is tremendous strain to keep the body up. Now you can see here his problem is on the tight abdominal muscles. Here the problem is normal abdominal muscles but very tight. You can see the red mark, very, very tight. So the body is overstretched there by the curvature there. And in this case also, both, look at the body posture completely gone. This is called adaptive weakness, I told you. She is doing the job of cleaning, washing dishes for 6 hours, 8 hours, cleaning, washing dishes. And then she gets up and walks also like that. And then the weight of the abdomen, everything pushes upward, entire structure off balance. Now here, opposite to this posture, the flat back, completely all the curvature is gone. Look at when this curvature helps a great deal, you know, this curvature of the spine, normal curvature is essential. It acts as a shock absorber. It's not only the disc acts as a shock absorber, but also you take a jump, about 200 pounds, 300 pounds of weight falls on this vertebra and the disc is compressed. So if that cushion is not there, the spring, like in your car, that curvature is important. Take all the shocks and jump and dance, etc., the shock absorber. So otherwise all the pressure will fall on the disc and disc will wear down and tremendous problem you get into. So this curvature is very important. Normal curvature like this. Here is normal curvature, but abnormal curvature is bad. So also no curvature. See, as you see in the pictures there, a flat back. You will see many people have flat back problem, and absolutely all the curvature is gone. All these 5 bones are like one piece of straight, and they got problem too. So 2 different type of problem: one lordosis and one the flat back problem. And in this position, he has got a very tight abdomen like this gentleman, plus he has got very marked curvature on the upper area. That's called kyphosis. Because his work is in the office, he is very thin, but that doesn't make any difference. His body posted in working condition or typing condition and always in this position.
I have a question. If you lean forward, then you said that's because your back muscles are weak.
Here it is over your adaptive weakness because you are working in this condition or
Because your back muscles are weak.
It's not adaptive weakness. It's not weak means you must understand it happened. It is not natural because your function or your activity or position in your daily life like the dentist or a person who's working. And so that adaptive weakness comes because one set of muscle is always working in this direction and other muscles overstretched all the time because this muscle is overstretched. So you come up. We'll show you that how the overstretched muscles come in the next, soon it will be coming up. Okay, so you got that clearly. Now another problem is scoliosis. That's the last thing, which is not anything related to this way, but the problem is here, the S-like shape. I'll bring another. Here is the scoliosis. See that plumb line falls and the shape in the anterior also you can see clearly the body is the spine is like that. Instead of S like that, it is here it is turned like that. And this person, when they're backward bending, you can see she's practicing about 2-3 years, she corrected quite a lot. But even with all the corrections, when she goes forward, you can see that our upper side is over. That is this side. See that clearly? This posture is called scoliosis. So you may get this type of people also in your classes. So you got the basic various conditions of your spine. Now we are going to find out how to correct your posture faults. Okay, now let us come here. All please look up here. Okay, once more I will. Now look at this, how arthritis or joints, say this joint or any joint, it loses its mobility due to arthritis and other conditions. There is a space between the joints, it's not what you call the space, and the cartilage. There is not. Now, when arthritis strikes, this is the stage, step by step it comes up. Here is first there is swelling on the joint, but still the two bones are separated. Two bones are separated, though they're swelling. You got it? Swelling. But in the second stage, swelling has gone. Maybe you are taking cortisone or something else. You think that's going to help you. So the swelling has gone. Cortisone and other pain relievers can reduce the swelling and the painful conditions. But what happened to the joints? The cortisone, etc., remove the swelling. Is that fusing? And that means the joints become, the cartilages become very, very hard and calcified. And then third stage, no more swelling. See, so sorry, this is the third, isn't it? Yeah. That's the third. The third stage, it is slightly, but you can, it become very, very close. And then final stage, it becomes one piece. There is no more. This is what happens when you see people with arthritis. Have you seen? The hand will not move at all. It's all just joined together. And you think cortisone or even merely acupuncture or just going some kind of correction can help you. But this is not the situation for your body. And the cause of this mostly is your diet. Meat is the cause. Meat. If you take, there's no way you can avoid this condition. Because the same thing goes into arteries. Now just if you want to see that you don't believe what I'm saying, everyone please take your fingers and bend it. Everybody. Okay, will you please someone remove this so they can see me properly? Take that. You can put it on the top. Okay. Now, bend your fingers. It must go backward, not straight like that. There's a difference between. Come here, Ragnar. Come here. Okay, you come here. Okay, speak English better. Take your towel off. You are almost Swami now. That's imitating. He's an imitator. Don't believe him. He's not a true Swami. He's trying to imitate. Look at here, this finger. I bend it straight. 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 I bend all the fingers. Look at that. There's a very little bending. Very little. No, you just don't look at that. That's what I can see. I understand that. Now watch here that the bending is very limited. Now you bend my fingers, the same thing. Same thing you do it. See? It bends. Each finger you can join. There is still. Have you seen? Now the finger is, his finger is straight like that. When I push it, it doesn't bend. Now in another 20 years, what will happen? The same finger will go like that. Have you seen arthritic fingers? And that is because sediments are slowly being accumulated. Each day you take hot dogs and hamburgers, and your body liver cannot break down. When your liver cannot break down, it must go into the joints. Yeah, that's not bad. But that's not sufficient. You can see that. The other one, yeah, the left hand is not so bad. Right hand is very bad. And not only that, see, you can see this joint also, a wrist joint. You bend my wrist also. This is the difference. This, not, I only showed just this area, but if this area is stiff, you can understand that it is all over your body. Like Christian Bernard, he has got arthritis, though he is a great surgeon. So that's the situation. Now sit down, I'll tell you what. Now the cause of this, you must understand, your liver must be able to break almost every type of impurities. But liver cannot break down cholesterol, various types of uric acid, etc. Uric acid are like crystals, nitrogen compound, which will come in your diet class. I will explain once more. But when a digested food, when you cannot eliminate, because it's not water soluble. Only if it's water soluble you can eliminate. For example, if you got oil in your hand, how do you remove the oil? By washing? By put under water, can you get the oil off? No. So you put soap or detergent and that breaks down. And now it is water soluble. That's why, so the purpose of the soap is to make it into water soluble. So your liver, anything you take, your liver must be able to make it into water soluble to eliminate. Otherwise your kidneys cannot filter. But uric acid, cholesterol, etc., your liver has got no way to make it into water soluble. And so what happened? It goes into the artery walls, which we'll discuss later on some other time in your course. And so arteries get occluded. Or it goes into the joint like uric acid. If it goes into the toe, what do you call it? Gout. The thousands of types of uric acid crystals like needles, they go and accumulate in that area. There's a place body has somewhere to put it on. So it will become waste dump, like you put the waste, take all waste and put it in a dump. So joints become the waste dump for the thing, and that's what happens in this condition. See, all this slowly, your body cannot, so there it dumps, and eventually you got arthritis. So arthritis, if you get, it's not happening all at once. It is happening every day, every minute. And so if your hand is stiff, better stop your dog food or spare ribs. And that's the problem. And also too much milk product, cheese also can create the same problem. So avoid too much milk and dairy products. You can take a moderate amount of cottage cheese and so forth. But if you take too much milk, that also get the same problem you get into. So if you have arthritis pain, anything, you can help your student, put them on a week or two on carrot juice. You see, amazingly, the pain will relieve. They may not completely get their flexibility back, but still you can help them mere by changing the diet habit.
All acid-forming foods that are bad for
Pardon?
all acid-forming foods like flour, all kinds of...
No, I'll come to that. Please don't go into that. I'll tell you afterwards, okay? Carbohydrates will not create any problem. Starch and sugar is not the cause of arthritis, because sugar can easily, carbohydrates, which I'll explain later on, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, you eliminate in the form of carbon dioxide and water. But nitrogen compound, like uric acid, there is no way you can just take it out of your system. I'll discuss that in that class, don't go to that now. So you got why this bone get, so if you understand one stiff bones anywhere, any joint, this way how it starts. First, this is a normal thing. Second, the swelling. In the third one, the swelling reduces a little bit. Again, once more I go step by step. This is the normal condition 1, then comes swelling, then the swelling is reduced by drugs, etc., but joint gets occluded, and eventually joint completely gone, and then it appears to be all normal. So that's the situation of your joint. Once this stage comes, no exercise can help you because it's already fused. This also can happen on your back also. Here it is not so bad on the other joints, but on the back it is going to help. And that's why the flat back people, you can see the people with the flat back, this is what happened to them. The lumbar curvature is gone.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
if someone is very old and has arthritis, can it be something?
Sure. You can pray. Can pray.
That's what I'm doing.
No. See, a 90-year-old person seated in a wheelchair with full of arthritis, and he cannot even move, and all the organs are weak. Now, at that 90-year-old person comes, Swamiji, can I help? Sure, if you spend another 90 years with me, I'll be able to correct it. But the person is not going to live for another 90 years. Because it took to reach that stage, it took 90 years. Now, all the 90 years of the bad habit you cannot correct in 9 days. It will take at least 90 years. If a person can say 80 years, it will be. But the person won't be here. Eh? Okay, you can operate. No, operations, of course, nowadays they start operating the joints and putting the plastic things, etc. But that's all just various types of only making money. Just like now, yesterday I heard in the radio and the television of the heart transplant. Do you understand the post-operative problems? Everybody, they got a depression, unbelievable depression. And they don't know how to come back this depression. And though they got no heart problem now because the coronary bypass has been performed, but the depression is unbelievable, unbearable. Each person, their mental, psychological function has absolutely gone. And one young man, he's only about 28, he's a big executive, he had that heart bypass operation, and he started crying constantly. He's calling all his friends and start crying in front of them. He's just like a child now. That's a problem is existing. So anyhow, those operations you can just keep it if you want. You can just some of these joints can be and then put in between various types of new like plastic, etc. They use it to keep the arthritis. But that's very expensive. It's not going to stop anymore. Okay, that's something there. Now coming important thing. Look up here, everybody. Look this chart. That is, all of them are bending forward. Now tell me, which one of this person right or wrong? We learned about postural faults. Now we are going to find out where is the fault and where is the problem. I will continue this subject tomorrow, but only a fact I will give you. Then I will go step by step. We actually can examine and find out which muscle is short. And muscle should have these two properties of the muscle. Muscle should stretch and muscle should contract. And stretched muscle must also contract more forcefully. But muscles are arranged opposite pairs. So whenever the muscle is not stretching, you got problem. We will come to that tomorrow. But just look into that. Here is the one person, he is able to touch the toes. Here is also another person touching the toes. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
The hip is more forward.
Here it is a normal stretching of the calf muscles, normal stretching of the hamstring muscles, normal stretch of the lumbar muscles, normal stretch of the thoracic and cervical. And so it is perfectly normal bending, touching. This I come to later on. Just look at he is also touching the toes. But what's the problem? Why he is able to do it? Normal calf muscles, normal hamstring muscles, but tight lumbar muscle, very tight, like the flat back people. And so he is able to touch the toes because here overstretched, as example of yours now, you see, here overstretched upper muscle, very overstretched and weak muscle there. So it gives way because this muscle will not give, so this muscle is giving all the punishment. So it's overstretched there, so he is able to touch the toe. We'll go step by step, we'll explain that tomorrow how these various type of different muscles. So it can be a problem here is hamstring muscles, calf muscles, here the problem is the hamstring muscles, here low back and the hamstring, here all three, calf, hamstring and so forth, and we can, this paralytical condition, this will discuss muscle length and muscle strength now coming up, and then we will find out how to correct your bodily problem, which exercise you can prescribe. So that's the next step, okay, we'll do that tomorrow. Adorable Lord of mercy and love, Vishnu-devananda Maharaj ki. Okay, now we will leave this chart for an hour, so you can all go through that, you can put it back, all these charts, okay? And then you can study yourself for until your next class. When is the next class? 4 o'clock?
15 minutes ago. 15 minutes.
Okay. And also you can see the same problem with the art class. Please read it up.